ladies, and welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So today I wanted to highlight women who have a sense of style and sense of self in how they present themselves and bring themselves to this planet. I want to be one of those women, and I think you do too, or you wouldn't be watching this video. Really owning who you are, what you bring to the planet, really feeling empowered and purposeful is so important as we get older. I think it's easy for us to feel pushed aside. Our culture is not kind to older women, but I don't care about that. I honestly feel like it's up to me. Like it's up to my view of myself, of my life, how I want to be in this world. And people will automatically respect, I think, a woman who really owns it, right? But finding your own sense of style and your sense of self is a journey for each of us. So I wanted to highlight one of my very favorite women of style, along with a few others, but one of them is Iris Apfel. So if you don't know who Iris Apfel is, she is an iconic woman. She's 97 years old. She started out as I believe it was interior designer, really specializing in textiles. I think she and her husband started their own textile firm. Don't quote me on any of this. But she ended up designing the interior of the White House for 6 different presidencies. So she's like amazing. And whenever she walks down the street, you know who she is. She's like 5 foot tall. And she wears an incredible amount of accessories and bright colors, all perfectly sort of coordinated. Like she just has that element to her, that element of style and self. And her self really comes through it. She's 100% honest and real about who she is, which is such a great benefit about getting older. I think you would agree with me on this. I'm way more confident in who I am than ever in my life and really give a hoot. I want to say an expletive, but it's YouTube, about what other people think. I'm much, much more comfortable in my own skin. So I really want to encourage all of you to take that on and to find your sense of self and style in how you present yourself, in your makeup, in your wardrobe, your hair, whatever it is, just your own individual. I don't really want you to be me. I want you to be you, right? I want you to be the best you possible. I don't have all the answers, but what I do have is a real drive and determination to help you become great. So the thing I wanted to highlight today is Iris Apfel's makeup. I just love her makeup. It is so simple and it's so striking. So we're going to look at a picture of her in a second. I also am going to be talking about Dame Judi Dench and Helen Mirren because I adore them as well. They're two of my utmost favorite icons. They happen to be British and I lived in England for a long time. So I love the British actors and actresses, but they have no compulsion to go and get facelifts or inject themselves. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. I don't really get that impression from them. I get the impression that they are much more comfortable aging. And I think in America, we're just so pounded on that aging's bad and we look bad and all that crap. It's just crap. It's just bollocks. So I love those actresses. And so we're really going to be talking about doing your makeup as an icon when you're in your 90s. Like that's really I think, Helen Mirren is in her 70s. Judi Dench is in her 80s. She's like 84, 85. Iris Apfel's 97. So that's kind of where I'm headed with this. So I want to show you a picture of Iris Apfel before we get started, just so you know who she is. I did get my screen fixed, which is cool. So that's her. I love her. Look at that. Like she's just so awesome. Now in this picture, she has bright green eyeshadow on, which works great for that outfit and her huge glasses. But we're going to be doing something a little more sedated on the eyeshadow, but everything else is going to be the same. But isn't that amazing? Like, look at that necklace. It's incredible and that brightly colored. Of course, I love color, right? So this is Iris. So look her up. There's a whole movie about her life. So I think it's well worth watching. I believe it's on Netflix. So anyway, let's get going. Before we start, let's have a sip of tea. I have water today. What are you guys drinking? With my lovely little teacup. I love this teacup. My friend Belinda Womack gave it to me. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so as usual, I've just colored my hair and I've got like these color things. So I'm sorry. I don't know why I time it so badly to color my hair. It's like I have this terrible sense of timing and I color my hair right before I film. And many of you will say, stop coloring your hair, woman, and I get it. And I'm just not there yet. So, just be gracious with me. We're all faulty. But I got a little color here, but that'll all go away when my hair goes back down. All right, so we are going to start. I'm going to put my phone down. We're going to start with that look of Iris Apfel, which is basically I'm going to do a red lip and a very thin, slightly bigger on the outer edge onyx. So basically a black liner on my lids, which if you look at Judi Dench, Helen Mirren, any of these women, That's what they have. They do use black on them or charcoal. You can totally pull it off. Jane Fonda, all the same, but it has to be done well. It has to be blended. Like there's some tricks to it, right? And then this Iris Apfel bright red lipstick, which I adore bright red lipstick. Okay, for those of you who are too nervous to wear it, I love it, and that's why I wore a red shirt. This is a summer shirt. I'm totally dreaming of summer. I'm in Colorado right now. It's early February and it is freaking cold out there. So this is me dreaming of summer. All right, so to start with, I'm going to just put a little bit of Hyaluronic Mineral Hydrator on my skin with a little BIOMIMETIC mist. So I believe I have these both on sale on my website. So you can get both of them for a discount. So check that out. I'll put a link below for that. So the Hyaluronic Mineral Hydrator is you need 2 pumps of it and that's it. Oh, I'm running low. So 2 pumps of that and then 2 pumps, oops, I just squirted the camera, 2 pumps of BIOMIMETIC mist. It helps it get beneath your skin. So if you don't know, hyaluronic acid is amazing for plumping up your skin. So if you put it on right before you do your makeup, it just really, your skin just gets so happy. It goes, wee! And there's reasons why it plumps it up. Please refer to some of my interviews with Ben Fuchs, who created the Truth Treatments line. I absolutely adore this line. It's my favorite skincare line in the world. Trust me, I have tried a lot. And I'm licensed, so I know what I'm talking about. It's phenomenal. All right, so we're going to do a little Jane Iredale with the sticky still there called Smooth Affair. So this is a primer. It does help your makeup stay on longer, and it also helps your skin to have kind of a nice glow to it. Okay, now that I'm all glowy, let's do a little foundation. I'm going to do MAC Face and Body. A lot of what I use in my videos are clean beauty. I'm a big fan of clean beauty. I do not have 100% clean beauty in my makeup kit. It takes a while to really transition all of that over. It's a very expensive and time-consuming process to shift everything. So, I'm doing it slowly. You have to understand, I work professionally as a makeup artist and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of worth of product. So you don't, suddenly throw it all out. But I will, eventually. But anyway, this one, I like this product a lot. I like MAC Face and Body. It really goes on well. A lot of times for older women, like Iris Apfel and Dame Judy and Helen Mirren, they either wear a very, very sheer foundation or they don't wear any at all. So it depends. I have older women sit in my chair all the time. And generally I'll look at the condition of their skin. If they have really, really good skin, one of the talent I work with all the time has incredible skin. Her skin just shines. It's amazing. So we just do an incredibly thin layer of like a tinted moisturizer or a very sheer foundation just to kind of slightly even her out. Almost nothing at all. And that's the focus you got to have as you get into your 70s, 80s, 90s is very little. And for those of you who are in your 50s and 60s like me, I would say you can go a tiny bit more coverage, but not a lot, right? Because we have, my age spots stick out. I usually don't care about these things, but a lot of you do, and that's fine. And I would say don't try to cover these things with foundation. You really need to focus on your concealer to do that. So I'm going to do concealer now, and we're going to do amazing concealer. I really like this concealer. Holds up beautifully for my kind of work, which is on-camera talent. But it's just beautiful, goes on well. And I would say be really careful how you put this on. So for example, you can see with me, my darkness is right through here and I have a tiny bit over here. If you use a really cheap concealer, what's going to happen is it's going to set in fine lines. Not that these are super expensive. They're not. I'm sorry, I don't know the price off the top of my head, but look how nicely that goes on, and it won't set in fine lines. You'll see that. It really won't. And then if I want to, I can kind of just dab away a little bit right here. Do not take it and go all the way over with a makeup sponge. I mean, this is like, don't do it. Like, use your fingers. Look at me. Don't do it. Fingers are fine. And my nose is, a little bit redder than my skin. So, and I have an age spot on my nose. So I'm just going to kind of put a line there with my concealer just to highlight the tip of my nose, right? Nice. And if you're like me and you have kind of funky eyelids, like my eyelids are all different colors here. So I'll just put a little bit of concealer all the way across my lid. If your lids are oily, don't do that because it'll crease. So you have to use like an eye base. I think I have one here. I could show you. I have a Lorac Eye Base. Looks like this. This is a little sample I got, I think, from Sephora. So that's good. A lot of lines make that. It's not a difficult thing to get. Wow, look at that. Like that just totally evened my skin out. Very simple and very sheer, by the way. Like, you know, you can't even really see it. Like it's just really, really, really nice. So, and if you wanted to cover that little age spot or any of your age spots, just use your ring finger. I have made videos on how to do this. Put it in the upper corner here of the video. Oh, that corner. See how that just erased it? Not completely. We can keep tapping away at it. You can go at it as long as you want until you feel like it's gone. For camera, I definitely remove people's age spots with this, but for my everyday life, I don't care. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of powder. So I'm going to actually just use a brush like this, just kind of a poofy brush. And I'm only going to put this very lightly around my eyes. I'm actually using, I don't have it here to hold up. It's a Ben Nye Fair. It's not expensive and it's very nice and soft and great. Great. Does not set in fine lines or anything, and it's not expensive. So love this stuff. But you can see I'm only putting it where I need it. You've seen me in some videos, if you've watched my videos, just take a big poofy brush and go woo all over. I can get away with that sometimes. It's better to do it how I just showed you. I'm really doing this curtailing towards kind of more mature skin than what I have. And see how that just kind of took care of it. And, you know, and a little dewy around here is totally fine. That's great as you get older. All right, so we're not going to do any contour. We're not going to do anything too like that because I think the older you get, the less you need that. So we're going to avoid it right now. I might end up doing a bit because right now I'm super flat faced. So we'll see whether or not I cave. But right now, that's it. So I am going to fill in my eyebrows. I am going to just use a matching color. This is MAC Concrete. You know, I just use kind of a cool brown in my eyebrows. I do color my eyebrows a bit. Just a bit, not a lot. And then I just lightly fill them in on the outer edge. I don't do much more than that. And I recommend you just kind of keep it light and soft. Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to start with lips because I find when I'm using a really strong lip color, I want to start with it so that I balance everything else out as far as quantity, like how much I want to use. So I don't overdo it. So I'm going to use for my red lipstick, this is Jane Iredale, and this is called Gwen. And I love these because they're magnetic. Look, and isn't that cool? Like it doesn't come off in your purse. I just think these are incredible. And the color's very, very rich and it stays on and it's just totally gorgeous. This is definitely an Iris Apfel red, okay? It's not called that, but it is that. I just realized I had food in my teeth throughout the first beginning part of that video. So if you see that, I'm sorry. I ate a protein bar. All right, so I'm going to actually use a neutral color as a liner. So I think liners are really super duper important. It keeps it from spreading, especially when you get these really, really dark colors. Makes it look sharper, but I'm going to use a neutral color. And the reason for that is I want the main source of color to come from the lips, not from the liner. And I really want it to be soft. So I'm going to use a neutral color called Spice from MAC. Okay, so that's just a really soft liner, but the lipstick is totally standing out. I think this is beautiful. I'm going to do a blush. I'm actually going to start with a cream blush. I just want to see how this blush looks. I just bought it recently, so this is a little bit of a guinea pig sample trial. This is called So Natural, and it's by MAC, and it's a cream, but it's a nice peachy tone. So I just want, because we're using a warm red, we're going to go with peachy tones on my blush. So I think as an older woman, you need blush. You need just a little color, even if it's just, oh, this is beautiful, a little bit on your cheekbone like what I'm doing. See, that just adds color. Otherwise, you know, I think with just the bright red lipstick and the eyeliner, it can just be a little too stark, you know, and you want to avoid looking stark. And if you're going to wear this bright of a color, you got to really warm it up a little bit. So that's pretty, actually, I think that works really well. I might change my mind as I do my eyes, but But isn't that pretty? Like, it's just soft and beautiful. And I mean, I could almost go out like this. Like, I think that's kind of cute. All right, so now I'm going to do a little eyeshadow, and I'm going to start with this color right here. So we're going to, again, warm color. This is a peachy tone, and this is called Arena. This is a matte color. And I'm going to just coat this brush with it, and I'm going to put it mainly on my lid. So this is a very simple eyeshadow look because the main focus is really going to be on the liner. So we're not going to do too much jamming up here on the eyeshadow. I've done a lot of videos with a lot of eyeshadow because of masks, and we all want to kind of dress up our eyeliner, right? Our eyeshadow, but not in this one, okay? We're going to stick with kind of neutrals, not neutral, but like simple. And now I'm going to do a little bit of a crease color. So I'm going to take kind of a very poofy brush because I want it to be very natural looking, and I'm going to use this color, and it is a new color by MAC. So this new color by MAC is called My Tweety, kind of a peachy tone. So I'm just using this just to add a little bit more dimension because as we get older, our lids get more hooded, right? And we really don't want to be using too stark of colors on that. So this is a nice neutral, little bit peachy. So I love that. And it's just to add a little bit more dimension. See that? Yeah. Okay, so that's great. Just two shadows. And now we're going to do a little eyeliner. So I'm going to use Onyx by Jane Iredale. So these are really cool because they come with a brush in the lid, and then you unscrew it, and it's a kind of a gel. And I really like these. These hold up well. They're clean beauty. I'm actually going to use my own brush for this. This is a Moda brush. And I like that nice edge on it. And I'm going to use this to apply. So I'm putting this just right next to my eyeline. I'm going to blend it. I'm going to work with it a little bit, but we're really trying to get that dense black line, all right? It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, now I'm going to use a pencil brush, and I'm going to run that right over the top. And just soften that line down just a bit. Isn't that nice? Like it's just a soft blended out. And this is black. I'm using black. But look, that just, it's great. Totally works. Other eye. So this is super simple and so classic. I mean, this is such a great classic look. And that's what I love about Iris. And these other older women is it just really going for the classic, beautiful look. But yet this has a statement to it, right? This has a, like, I'm here, I've shown up. Do you know what I mean? That kind of a look, not like, okay, I'm going to just disappear into the wall, right? So what I'm going to do, because I'm me, is I have to put a little bit of shimmer right in the middle because I'm me and I love a little shimmer. So I'm just going to grab one of my Jane Iredale palettes here, and I'm going to use this color right here, this little bit of gold, excuse me, right there, with my ring finger. And I'm just going to tap a tiny bit right in the middle. Oh, just a shimmer, I don't know. There's something fun and playful about it. I'm going to use a very sheer color. I'm going to put it right up in here. This doesn't always work on older skin. Sometimes it sets in fine lines and is not very attractive. Just depends on your face. But I think, for demonstration purposes, I think this is really pretty. So I'm going to stay away from underneath. If you wanted to put something underneath, here is what I would do. I would actually take this crease color that I used. Clean off my brush here. It's very dirty. All right, and I would use a slanted brush, kind of like what I did on my eyebrows. And I would take this and I would go underneath just a bit if you feel like you need something. And what this does is it just, like, look how much that warmed up my eyes. Isn't that pretty? Very simple. It's kind of a nice, simple trick to add a little bit of depth without using a ton of color. And it's also simple. Like, look, I'm only using 2 eyeshadow colors for the whole thing around my eyes, which is wonderful. All right, now I'm going to put a little mascara. We're going to use Maybelline Great Lash. $5. $5, ladies. So I'm only putting the mascara on my upper lids. I didn't, upper lashes, excuse me. I didn't put it on the lower. I often feel like with older women, because we have so much more going on underneath, it's more easy for it to smudge. And I really want everything to go north as we get older, right? So all that concentration on the upper lid and lashes is definitely going to make your eyes pop out, which is absolutely wonderful. Now I'm noticing I've got some really lovely canyons here, which is canyons. No, these are my canyons. No. So canyons here, and I'm going to use a little bit of Touche Éclat. This is a YSL. It's hard to see because it's so reflective, but anyway, I love, love, love this for clearing up any under eye stuff. So I'm going to put it on my hand because this is in my kit and I can't put it directly on my skin. And I'm going to just tap that in that right here. So concealer can tend to sort of crinkle, right, in our lines. This does not, which I love. And it's a highlighter, so it just reflects the light. So as you look at it, it's just going to help that to go down, which I think is super fun. Okay, so this is my Iris Apfel older woman, Helen Mirren, Judi Dench, you name them, Charlotte Rampling. Like, there's so many amazing, wonderful British actresses. But this style of really blended out liner on top with a dark lipstick works on older women. As you can tell, it is soft, it's pretty, it's got a statement to it. It has a strong sense of, this is me, a strong sense of self, and I'm here to really do good things in this world. So I just love it. I think it's super beautiful. Give it a go and let me know what you think of this. I just adore all of you trying things and commenting on it. It's just so much fun. And I love as a community how we're, just, I don't know, getting out there and 2021 is the year of the older woman, in my opinion, and my opinion is the only one that counts. So let's just live vibrantly and beautifully and have a very strong sense of who we are and why we're here. All right. Thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.